What's going on, guys? So y'all might have seen the video where we installed the two 12-inch subs in Chomper. Well, I've really enjoyed them, and I knew I wanted to put some kind of system here in Denham, but we had to be different. So I went on Scar's website, searching around, and I found this massive 15-inch subwoofer already in a box with an amp and wiring kit, and it cost me $442 shipped to my door, which I feel like is an incredible deal. So I'm super excited to go ahead and get this installed. Thankfully, the X Pro did pull it up here because this thing weighs a ton. But with that said, let's go ahead and unbox it, see what we got. All right, sitting on top is our amp and our wiring kit. Get this crap out. All right, so here's our amp, wiring kit. Finally, about to get her out. Dude, that box looks good. And that is the biggest sub I could ever even dream. Holy crap. It's freaking massive. Ported, like I said. Nice looking box. I'm so stoked. I am so freaking stoked. All right, let's go ahead and finagle this thing into the back of Denham. Got her in, and it's a lot more manageable once you get it out of all those boxes. But dude, look at this thing. I am so stoked. Still got a ton of room to throw all my crap in here as well. Oh my gosh, dude, it's freaking massive. This lip, it doesn't do it justice on camera. It's freaking huge. I'm so stoked. To start off, go ahead and remove your negative terminal from your battery. We got Phillips head screws holding our panels in on this truck. We're gonna try our best not to strip these out, because if you do, you're gonna have a pain in the butt. So just bear down on them suckers with a hand screwdriver and get them out. Once you do that, finagle this out. And on this panel, you got two tabs and an alignment pin. We're gonna be pushing it that way. Same deal back here. And on this panel, we just want to pop it free so we can get the wires underneath. And then on this back panel, you got one more screw right here. Then you can pop this up and get underneath this carpet. And then to get your bezel out, you want to be super careful, because if yours isn't broken like mine, you definitely don't want to break it. Go ahead and put her in first gear all the way down. And then we're going to just start popping it free. Then drop this down. Should be able to lift it up out of the way. You are going to have some plugs behind it though, so reach in here and unplug your four-wheel drive if you have that, and your light switch over here, and she's free. Then on here we got these two little tabs on each side. Push those down and this will pull out and give us access to plug in our speaker wires. My little install partner hanging out here with me, chilling in the sun. What do you think, Rennie girl? What do you see? Huh? Getting big, boys, getting big. All right, so we got our head unit hooked up minus plugging in our RCA cables, which will go right there. But I got our trigger wire plugged in with a T-tap to our blue and white wire, which is what Crutchfield said I needed to get into for the trigger wire. Like I said, ran them both down right there, down underneath the dash. Over here, I gotta tidy this up some, but down under the carpet into our factory grommet, which you just do like that. It'll pop open, run your wires through here. You wanna make sure to do that so you don't get the screws through them when you're putting your covers back on. Underneath here, same deal on the back through our factory grommet. It's two 15 mils holding your seat in. I went ahead and loosened it this side, picked it up, ran our wires underneath so we wouldn't have to go over the top and they'd be visible. Coming up right here where we're going to be putting our amp. Now it's time to run our power wire, and you can do it however you want. Run it through a factory grommet, drill a hole in the firewall, run it through the door jamb. I don't care. However, I am going to not go through the firewall, not go through the factory grommet, because it's a cluster under here. I don't want to hit any of our AC heater core stuff, so I'm actually going to go down through here underneath behind the fender well and pick a spot right over here to pop on through. A little trick to get your wire down behind tight spaces. Old coat hanger, run it straight, tape your wire to it, leave you a little puller tab so you can get this off. And we're gonna snake it straight on down in here. Just like that. We gotta do a little finagling to get our power wire connected to our battery terminal, because the adapter that I use on all the other trucks does not fit on this terminal. It's too thick, so we're gonna have to reuse this one. But we got to get this thicker so that it actually fits the factory one through it. So we're gonna drill it, but you don't want to hold it with your hand, because I've done it before and it's caught and it's pulled my hand up in there, and thankfully it didn't tear my hand up, but it definitely can. So just hold it with some pliers. It'll do just like that, and it can snatch your hand up in there. So once you do that, you can take some snippers and cut this outside lip off of the red part. That way you can actually fit this in behind there. Tighten that down, should be good to go. Once you get a little length from your battery, you want to figure out where you're going to put your fuse. Cut your wire, strip it down. Go ahead and put your little blue guy, whatever it's called, on there first. Then we're going to put this on there and pinch it down. I can use my right hand. There we go. Then we want to slip the blue over it. Same thing on the other side. And then we're going to put our inline fuse, connect with this here, connect the other one on the other side, mount it down in here. That part's done. For one, we got us a deep bogger. Someone is out abusing their diesel. Sounds like a 6-liter, but could be a L5P. Either way, should look like this when you get it all installed. Both sides, fuse in the middle. It's gonna hit it again. He ain't. That's how she looks. All right, love it or hate it. There's where I came through with the power wire. Gonna put some silicone on it, of course, but then we're running through here, just like on the other side, all the way. Ended up coming behind the seat right here because I felt like this was just too tight for that thick of a wire, and it ended up having some problems. So I'm just gonna run it back behind there. When I scoot the mat back, it'll cover it up. Through here, and then straight into our power. And then we've got it installed, as well as our trigger wire, whatever you want to call it. Now we just got to figure out where to put our ground wire. And then once we do that, it's just a matter of hooking our speakers up, and we're gonna be ready to go. I'm kind of thinking through it as I speak, but that should be it. I just got to figure out where is the best place to put our ground for our amp back here. All right, boys, well, aside from cleanup, we are pretty much done. Ended up running my bass knob right here. Same way with these wires. I should have ran them all three at the same time. Either way, we got them all in there under here, plugged in. Then over here, we have our power coming in. Got our negative, which I hooked up to the seat metal right there. Used the wire wheel, cleaned it all up. Is that the best place for it? I don't know, but that's where it's gonna be. Hopefully it works. It's got that in, power, trigger wire, y'all saw that, speaker wire plugged in, hooked up to the sub. So with that said, should be good to go. Hopefully everything works and it powers on, but I'm gonna go ahead and get everything cleaned up, put back together, and then we'll hook the juice to it. All right, well, we got everything buttoned up, but unfortunately we got some problems going on, and I think they're all stemming from this guy right here, this old Kenwood. But I am in no way a knowledgeable person on subs and amps. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants, so I could have something incorrectly, but I think the install was done properly. Either way, let me tell you what's going on, and maybe one of y'all can leave a comment and correct me. So basically, when I plug my phone up to the aux, I have like half the volume that I have in radio, which is super bizarre. So obviously I can turn it max volume. The speakers aren't loud. The sub isn't loud. Nothing's loud. It's like really freaking weird. So then I swap over to radio and I have a lot more volume output through the speakers and the sub, but I have to have the bass turned up all the way through the settings right here. And I have to have the bass boost on maximum, which is level 2. That paired with turning the bass knob all the way up to get the sub to sound like I feel like it should. Now, the switch is working. I can turn it down from there, but even at max volume or whatever from the bass knob, if I have the settings inside the head unit turned down, it's super quiet. Now, I have played with the gain. I have it set correctly as far as I'm aware using a multimeter, but it's definitely possible that I don't, but I don't think the gain could even crank it up enough to where it was appropriate. So in radio mode, I can have it max volume and the sub sounds good. Now I have to turn all the treble, everything down, and I actually have to direct the speakers to the back because I can't have the static and the craziness through the door speakers at max volume is horrible. But that's the only way to make the sub sound proper. So I think it's a head unit problem, but either way, doing those things, which are not optimum at all, I mean, it literally makes it unlistenable. The sub sounds amazing. It's loud, it hits hard, but I don't think we're reaching its full potential by a long shot, and I think the head unit is to blame. So I'm going to reach out to Crutchfield, let them know all of these things and see what they have to say. If they can direct me to a new head unit, then we'll go that way. If not, then we'll have to look for another answer. I'll definitely be reading the comments to see what y'all say. But with that said, I'll go ahead, do all my craziness that I have to do in here and throw some kind of song up just so y'all can see, you know, the truck working. It's not going to be loud, but yeah, you can at least hear all the vibrations. As y'all can hear, dude, she's hitting. It's hitting hard. But, I mean, it's pounding. I throw this water bottle on top and it'll be jumping. Yeah, so it's freaking beating for sure. I don't know how good the sound of the sub will come through my iPhone. Oh, we got a freaking commercial going on now. All right, so that's max volume 35, and the sub is hitting. It's got that whole back seat vibrating. I'm not quite sure what it'll sound like coming through the camera, but it sounds really good in here. You can feel it everywhere. It's hitting hard. And then obviously when you come outside, the barn doors rattle quite a bit. But we'll open it up. The sub is definitely working. That's not the sub popping, it's this door. She's pushing some air. I hate it when an install of this type turns out to be like this, where I'm just absolutely clueless. But I hate that I'm ending the video off with some unresolved issues. This is just something that I'm not super familiar with, so I'm definitely gonna have to reach out to someone more knowledgeable. Probably gonna be calling Crutchfield and just getting their input, and if they do want to sell me a head unit that they say will fix it, then we'll try that. And if it doesn't, I know for a fact that they will help me work the kinks out, because they are always super awesome. I just hate calling them when I haven't bought anything from them. And I'm working on, and obviously they know because they have super good records of everything that you've bought from them, and they pull it up right there in front of you, and yeah, anyways, definitely let me know if y'all have any things to try. I guess I'll go ahead and show y'all just where I have the gain and everything set. You can roast me in the comments if I have it super, super bad, or you can be nice and be helpful and correct me. So this is, I guess, the 800 watt amp. I think it's sold as like 1,000, but it's 8, whatever. Maybe I'm wrong with that. Either way, right there. So it's twisted from right here. Why am I doing that? I wasn't showing y'all. To right there is where I had it. So haven't messed with this guy, haven't messed with that guy. That's what I was instructed to not mess with on Chomper's amp. So I figured the same thing here. Not sure, maybe not the case. Either way, this amp is, this sub is freaking awesome. It looks awesome. It sounds awesome. I just know we got to get all the kinks worked out with that freaking guy right there, because I know it's not performing at maximum for sure, but it already sounds really good. Even if it is at maximum right now, I would be happy with that as long as I can get the music portion figured out, because obviously I don't want to be cruising around just bass, because if I turn the volume up on the door speakers through the head unit, then they're distorted and it sounds freaking horrible. So yeah, y'all get it. I think it's an amazing buy for the money. I just got to work the kinks out. Hopefully it's nothing to do with the amp or the sub or my wiring, and it's all to do with the head unit, which was already in here. I was really looking to not have to buy a head unit, but it is what it is. If that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do. There's probably not any crazy ones, so it shouldn't be too expensive. On the dash on these, I don't even think you can put a touchscreen in them. Maybe you can, flip out style or whatever, but I don't really care for that. I just want a nice head unit that works and I can hook an aux cord to and it not go completely bonkers. Either way, definitely comment down below. Let me know. Help me out. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that bell notification. Be on the lookout for a lot more denim videos. This thing's starting to look freaking awesome. It's hilarious to me that our subwoofer is the same size as our wheels.